flex potential right there. They can go for the draw head or something more, something stronger in the EXP as well.
Yeah, got the flex at the end. ONIC though, gold lane.
No Bruno.
No Bruno, no Irithel, no
Badang is still
Granger,
there.
no Moskov, no Harith. So what, do they go Beatrix? Oh.
May you find tranquility in
Or
battles.
carry? I don't think you go... Well, against the Claw, the carry does do well.
I've been waiting
Alright, yeah.
for too long.
Okay, so
Interesting.
not much of a range there for CW to work with, but overall, against a Katot, against a Claude, it serves its purpose, and still Gobs not going away from the CC, trying to win the lane against Mr. Nile. Now Rashi with the changes. What do you think? But can they still eat here against ONIC? It's game number 3 of ONIC versus GEEK fam.
Welcome.
So the only change in Game 3 are the gold laners. So at least we do get a similar game. It's not what we expected for a full 3-game same draft thing, but this is the closest we're gonna get ever.
As close as it gets, for sure. And we'll have to see, with that change, it means that the focus of both teams are going to be different as well. The gold lane now, both want to scale technically, so I don't know who. I think GEEK fam will be fine just leaving the lane on its own and trying to find more advantages later on. So it's back to the first turtle, I feel like. If they can get a combo in the first turtle, they can repeat a bit of the success in game number 1. But afterwards, it's anybody's guess. Looking at the emblems by Indie Home, I think for the most part everything's the same, but agility in the hands of Chidera. So this might still be an approach that prioritizes the mobility for Chidera. Maybe he won't be split pushing as hard, but they're gonna try and at least emulate a bit of that impact that they had from game number 2.
So maybe try to join the turtle fight a bit earlier than the usual gold laner is. And don't forget, this is Cloudera that we're talking about. So
With the zoning.
it is a signature heroes too for Mr. Chidera from Mandura. Let's see what's gonna happen in the next stage of the game.
Still feels like a weird sense of deja vu though, the fact that you know, we're seeing all the things kind of play out similarly. Beloyski though, gonna be annoying on this Gato. This is what he needs to be doing. The success of GEEK fam hinges on it.
Wow, good damage by Nile there.
It's the exact same thing. They're still hanging out in the top lane, and Kyrie, I think he knows that Beloyski was there because how much of a presence he was in the previous 2 games. Still with the same template. Now, Nakeds might be in trouble. Kyrie goes in.
Okay. Kyrie has all the stacks. Let's find Beat's gonna be popped as well. Boy trying to go and lock him down. Keepo doing the same thing. 2 wards up top there. RWF, they're all fighting against it there. Bridget Glacier, Kyrie wins the retry battle. Gobs caught, Sans! Flickers, gets first blood, Gobs! Oh, wow! Nile! Again with the wall, this time no flicker for a boy. And it is deja vu to game 2. ONIC with the early lead.
Are we sure this is the first time Nile played the EXE? Because that was really good. All of it was set up by Nile. Even with the turtle take from Kyrie, it was enabled by Nile and Sans being the complement to Kai.
It's really good from ONIC. Same success from game number 2, and now no real split push threat from GEEK fam, so they still might want to be a bit careful and send some attention towards Chidera there, knowing that in the late game, the man is absolutely still relevant. In GEEK fam, they have to try and find a way to use Gobs and the CC pick to try and do more, because it seems like Nile has been able to match that pressure again and again, and GEEK fam, without getting anything extra, they're forced to just clear the waves, and they can't make plays in the top or bottom lane.
It's interesting that Gobs has the winning lane for 3 games in a row, but so far, from what we see in these 3 games, Nile has been the more impactful the XP laner, Rashi.
That's the exact problem. Gobs isn't able to actually bully Nile, unable to shut him down, and he's not even able to actually get to the fights earlier as well. That's the problem here. Gobs need to try and find a different approach. Either that's a lane cut, whether that's a tower dive assisted by a teammate. He needs to try and do something right here, because clearly the plays aren't going to come from the Claude.
Yeah. You can see the items being pawned by the players. Makis actually hasn't secured a single item, as we're going to take a look at the audience prediction by GoPay. 61 versus 39. I think it's swaying a bit towards GEEK fam in game number 3, after what happened in game number 2.
Right, with 3 seconds to go, you can see the pressure coming through from ONIC. They definitely have the info advantage right here. More sustain, more front lines to kind of check out things, and poke damage available too. Chidera is in the area, but he won't be able to do anything. Tries to go for a cheeky steal. but ONIC will not let that happen.
Yeah, that was enabled by Keyboy and some of the frontliners of ONIC because Beloyski was so low after that initial poke, so that they don't want to actually contest that one. Look at that, Beloyski is just always one step behind of Keyboy, and rightfully so. This is a Hylos versus a Gatot.
Definitely tougher for Beloyski, because again, he's doing everything alone, technically. The same problems he's facing from game number 1, he is still facing in game number 2 and 3.
Whoa. It is Keyboy. Niall, look at Lyle with the flank already. AOG coming down, Niall. Doesn't want to go in just yet, knows that he's already baited in enough resources. Flicker out from a boy. AOG up top, almost a solo kill for Kyrie. Meanwhile, Baloy though, stunned up, locked down. Now fist crack too, Beloyski. Can't get AOG, great disengage. Oh! What is Queen Niall? Flickers forward, gets the punch.
Always count on Niall to finish the blow. He's an assassin. He knows how to finish.
Uh-oh, make it though. Caught in a bit of a pickle. Kyrie looking for the dashes. Actually failed one of the dashes there. Won't be able to get the reset CW. Walks back down, Chidera. Blazing duet, CW doing, or taking a lot of damage. Gets stunned up, Purify, CW flickers out. And Chidera survives, defends the turret.
Great moves there from Chidera. And again, GEEK fam stuck on damage control, trying their best as Beloyski again and again is forced to go in front, take some hits, go back to base. He's losing a lot of efficiency on the map here because he's forced to keep going back again and again. Especially with the next team fight coming up, GEEK fam has to find a way to kind of solve the whole Keyboy running towards them issue without using 2 ultimates. That's a bit too costly off the back of one single ultimate from the side of ONIC.
Trade happened. 2 tier 1 turrets, 2, one on the top lane and one on the bottom lane, and now we're gonna see the objective battles once again for these 2 teams. Carry already established a really good position, so does Keyboy.
Dobbs caught in the bad spot. Kyrie still, oh wow, forced to use the electrifying beats early. Keyboy,
Look at Keyboy!
Vitalize and the glorious pathway. GEEK fam are all grouped up. Keyboy very low, locked down by the CC. Niall walks on the rectory, won by Make Kids, and GEEK fam walk away with a winning turtle fight.
Oh, a bit of a mishaps there. Chitero with the blazing duet on towards Natalia, but no matter. They still won the fight. They still take the turtle. This is a W for Geeks.
A great moves from GEEK fam there, really threatening back and forth with the big AoE tools. ONIC were respecting it, but that kind of allowed GEEK fam a window to really push in and be in position to go for a proper steal attempt. So that was great. The Suyo pick comes in clutch for GEEK fam as well right there. We all know it's a lot easier to secure these objectives with the Suyo. But looking at the gold lane still, very, very equal. But Demon Hunter Sword prioritized for Chidera. He has a chance to be a bit more of a threat to the frontliners. But look at Beloyski once again.
Oh, this time he gets the AOG.
A rare, you know, going back AOG from Beloyski usually goes to the front. And Chidera, Rashi, I want to talk about this. So far, I don't think GEEK fam is losing that much of a value on the absence of a Moskov. Granted, it's still in the mid game. Chidera has been doing actually pretty good with the Claude.
I feel like the problems will come in later. A boy though.
Wow. They decided to all in like that, knowing a boy.
Weird.
Well, I guess it was a bait for Flicker, right? In the end, they used 2 ultimates for Flicker. 30 seconds before the Lord, so pretty good actually.
I mean, look at this. Chidera is always like, ONIC is always playing catch up with Chidera. Chidera is controlling Keyboy, controlling CW, and the whole ONIC with this kind of like baits in the bottom lane.
Yeah, mobility is definitely the name of the game right here. So Chidera can keep doing this, but he just can't join fights as reliably. But in a sense, GEEK fam also can't really be forced by ONIC to capitalize on fights that easily either. So in a sense, the same game plan is at effect, just at a slower pace. Now with the Lord in picture though, ONIC can try and use the Lord to force GEEK fam's hand. Do they want to go for a 50-50? Do they want to force Chidera to rotate? Do they want to catch Chidera mid-rotation? Every single time the GEEK fam is split pushing, Beloyski is always on guard duty. And now with the Lord in the picture, maybe ONIC can find a moment where there's a window of weakness from GEEK fam.
They shout bot, so it's good for GEEK fam right now.
Chidera's here.
Glorious pathway used up. Keyboard can be taunted as well. Chidera! That's into the back line, but now it gets faded away. Picked up by Kai! Retry win by Make Kids. Occupying beats onto Make Kids. Now Flicker from CW to help Kyrie deal enough damage to pick up the double. 2-4-1. One being the Lord for GEEK fam.
This might be a winning trade for ONIC right now. They got two bodies and they got a turret in the middle.
I mean, overall, I feel like ONIC did win when in that particular fight, that altercation. But overall, with the Lord spawning soon, remember, GEEK fam's whole plan is to play macro, is to play with the wave pressure. With the Lord and Empowered Waves, they can do that even more. Even if they lost a lot of value, they lost a lot of gold advantage in that Lord fight, I feel like they can, depending on how they use the Lord here, they can come out on top.
I just realized that the kill count is 6-0 for ONIC. Really does not feel like it's 6-0. GEEK fam is actually winning on the gold.
Look at the bottom lane.
How is this happening? They got out macro. Chidera is just having a time of his life. This is better than Moskov earlier. There's no threat.
He's just way too safe right now. And with the waves all around there, T-Boy tries to find something. But
Red
the
carpet
positioning.
for boy.
Oh, the taunt for Glacier as well. Keyboard's able to escape Nile. So there, RWM from the side from Sans. There,
Whoa.
CW gets caught by the Vengeance. Gobs gets away barely with the Vengeance.
Alright, all things considered, they got some damage on the bottom side base turret, and finally now, only now, has CW caught up in the Marksman Trinity. Chidera achieved it like about, I would say 30 seconds, almost a minute ago at most. So GEEK fam, with the Lord, they're able to get 1 or 2 turrets, not too much afterwards. So I think for the most part, it's still kind of equal. It would have been so much better for ONIC to get that Lord there, because then they can kind of force GEEK fam into team fights and still get that wave pressure by default. So I think that's the idea. That was why GEEK fam were willing to literally sacrifice Chidera with a straightforward blazing duet to ensure that ONIC are too preoccupied and Maykits gets the chance to go for the retribution. It's a bold move that could have gone wrong, but GEEK fam are just willing to go for it.
There you go, another tier 2 taken down for GEEK fam, and look at where the Lord is positioned and also the turrets that GEEK fam has. This is building up towards a favorable position for the GEEK fams, for Beloyski especially, because the wave's gonna push down below. It's all a matter of how they manage it.
Honestly, a pretty decent job as well, though, considering
Boy,
they still have their turret.
Oh, this time no flicker for a boy. He did pop in the Bridge Glacier. Will be able to get some damage. CW forced to flicker out. Beloyski coming in. CW still able to escape Chidera there, doing damage. Winner Crown bot already. Not gonna pop it just yet. Beloyski gonna be shredded down. There is a Vengeance gets used by Gobs. 1 for 1. Beloy for Nile.
Uh-oh, my kids!
Oh, doing damage. Kyrie still able to escape, to evade a bit. Steals the purple buff away. Kyrie is forced to use the electrifying beats. GEEK fam with a winning trade. And now they go on the Lord.
And finally the first kill of the game. Oh, and it got them the Lord. Man, Keyboy has some agenda with a boy. It's always a boy, man.
He's the most vulnerable target that has no mobility tools. In theory, it makes sense to go for him. But the fact that a boy was able to get off the Frigid Glacier right before his passive pop, I think that's what allowed GEEK fam the time to go for that capitalization. ONIC, despite how it looks, are still a front-to-back composition, so when Beloyski shows up behind them like that, it just throws everything to disarray. Now with the Lord again, GEEK fam, they're on track to winning this game.
I cannot believe it. They might extend the W streak that they have against ONIC. It's 3 right now in Season 14. It might be 4 after this bout. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that ONIC would be in this position? GEEK fam would be in this position too.
Alright, GEEK fam just taking it slow. ONIC, they can only engage with... Oh, hang on a minute, AOG!
Whoa.
Oh, Beloy! RWM catches 3 in the immobility field. Keyboy walks up. Gobs, Vengeance. Lord charges in. Kyrie jumping in. Electrifying beats. Over to Gobs. Still the sustain to kite away. Frigid Glacier exhausted as well. But the turret in the bottom lane has fallen. So GEEK fam have gotten what they sought out for.
Somehow with Beloy, quote-unquote blundering. Was that even intentional from Beloy?
Wait, everything
you
is
can never
intentional.
know.
Every Beloy move is intentional.
See, I would usually say that's a blunder and they got lucky, but this is big brain Beloy we're talking about.
BBB.
There could be an argument to be made that he kind of set up that crazy play in order for the Lord to be forced to be left alone. Now there's no bottom lane turret and the Lord is on the top side. Overall, again, in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture, GEEK fam just got so much value there.
Now it's their time to shine. 8-1 in the kill count, but it don't matter whatsoever. Man, oh man, look at the item Sarashi. Like, it's Winter Crown for Cloudera, so he knows that one of the threats is Kyrie, so he can't really build towards a Wit of Nature. And also carry.
And he wants that extra outplay potential as well, because he's going to be all in the action, diving in with the Battle Mirror image. So he needs to be able to buy some time right there. The rest of the team, though, especially for a boy, he hasn't really had big highlights in this match so far, but he is doing a lot of damage on this Aurora, and he has a Divine Glaive at this point. So even Keyboy, even Nile is forced to respect some of the damage potential.
Beloyski though, AOG catches Nile. Owning the edge though, Glorious Pathway now slowing Beloyski down as now walks up with a fist crack too, but is able to flick around. Kyrie is along with the electrifying beats. Keyboy taking the damage from Blazing to Real World Manipulation. Tadero with the Purify out as well with the BMI.
Ooh.
No deaths.
Oh, clenched so hard at that time. That was so close.
Damn.
It's way, way too close. Especially against a team like ONIC with a marksman like the carry. That carry will do surprising amounts of burst damage if you don't respect, and there's always a chance for a fadeaway play to happen as well. The fact that GEEK fam were actually willing to risk it to try and get some respect, get some attention, that's so good. But now the bottom lane is pushing indeed. GEEK fam, they are playing the long game. They can sit here for as long as it takes.
And Kyrie's the one that does the housekeeping, so GEEK fam, they can play this as long as they want to. Even Beloyski, they want to pull the trigger. It might be the time. Kyrie's still actually handling the waves.
Even with ONIC having the Eve in their disposal, they're really not winning in this poke game because GEEK fam just aren't showing at all. Whenever they do show, it's go time. And so Sans isn't really allowed to actually whittle down the HP bars as effectively as he was in the previous games. Now, they're stuck in a tough spot, and slowly but surely, GEEK fam are finding data, finding info.
Oh,
ONIC make their move.
Oh no! With the conceal, catches him, Cops! With the Vengeance still able to escape. AOG from Beloy! Not enough though! Beloy dying to the crowd! CW running away, Keyboy very low. Make's looking for a kill also. Will be able to set up for Chidera. 2-4-2.
They're still healthy. They can take this one, but do they actually want to carry? And the whole damage dealer of ONIC is still healthy as well. It's a jungler, gold laner, and mid lane battle at the same time.
The only card control tool they have is a boy, but Kyrie is way too mobile. CW can do way too much damage. GEEK fam, if they want to do this, a boy, the timing on this card control has to be immaculate. But it might be too dangerous. GEEK fam might play it safe, might back away.
Look at the wave into bottom lane. There's no way for them to contest anymore. They'll have to concede unless Kyrie walks off. Prison Glacier, oh boy! Very low, the fadeaway CW! Oh, that's Makeheads! With a shutdown and a double. Sans looking for the kill. Makeheads getting away with 1 HP.
Goodness gracious, GEEK fam won the battle. They might actually won the war after this time. What is happening right now? Pandemonium! ONIC versus GEEK fam, they're up about 4.5 gig gold. It's go time for the Geeks.
Here's a chance for Beloyski to make a BBB play. He can force an engagement with the AOG. 15 seconds on Kyrie and CW. Not a lot of damage available for ONIC to play with right now.
Man, oh man. Who would have thought after what we experienced game number 1, this is what happened. Sky Kings on the back foot. They're defending for their life.
3 base turrets down. Conceal from Beloy. CW and Kyrie back up. Glorious Pathway coming down as well. Nile able to get 2, but the AOG comes around. Nile will be slain. Prison Glacier stunning Keyboy up. CW is able to kite away, but with a crown. Save Chidera. Now the Lord is on the base. Make it. CW going in. Kyrie doing damage. Make his needs to hit the base. GEEK fam with the last hit on the base have done it. A complete reverse sweep against ONIC.
I cannot spike! I cannot spike! What?